I would also say, know what other people are saying to them. So it's not necessarily in their heads, it's in the heads of the people around them. It's the other noise that's in the background that's really getting to them. What I love about Gemini is probably what most people hate about Gemini in general is the indecision. It's because they know so much and they love to feed on knowledge and they can see literally both sides of every situation. I always thought maybe I was a Gemini because I'm very good at that. But it makes them really, really good communicators. Also makes Gemini really good salespeople, you know? So think about it. If you really want to be good in sales, you really have to understand all sides of a situation and what's going on. So it becomes really important in your sales system, not only to understand the client, right, and what they like, because we always say that in sales, right? Know your client, use their language, so they think that you're literally sitting in their heads, right? But I would also say, know what other people are saying to them. So it's not necessarily in their heads, it's in the heads of the people around them. It's the other noise that's in the background that's really getting to them. And you also have to know what's happened to them. And right now I'm thinking about a lady that I spoke to, and she really, really wants to do this deal. It actually doesn't have anything to do with me. It actually has to do with another client. But I had spoken to this lady initially, and she had a lot of fears. So know your clients have these fears. I have these fears too. All right, so what am I talking about? When something goes wrong, or when something didn't go as it was described. That's probably the best way. You know, and then you're afraid of being taken advantage of. We must go deeper with our communication. We do a lot of surface level communication in general as a society. Someone says, how was your day? You expect the other person to say, I'm having a good day or a nice day. You expect them to actually tell you what's wrong. Whole meme I remember from Parks and Recs with Donna and Perkins.
Normally, people tell you to talk about your problems. I'm going to recommend you bottle that noise up.
That's literally how we are, right? We don't really want to know, but we really need to know. And that's literally what we do to one another. We're not really there to have really deep conversations. When we say, how are you? We don't want to hear that, right? But we need to hear that. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us interconnected. And that's the level of communication you need to be having with your clients. In fact, I had a coach when I was having a personal issue. And I'm going to tell you right now, personal issues affect your business. We love to think we can silo. And as much as we try to silo, it really doesn't work. I'm just being honest. I've seen it when I was in corporate, when people were having personal problems at home. They thought they were leaving those problems at home, but it was coming into the workplace. In their productivity and how they engaged with people, they thought they were fine, they were not fine. And so it was sitting them down going, what is wrong, right? Those are the kinds of conversations you need to be having with clients, potential clients, that deeper communication. Because unless you're having that deeper communication with them, it's, in this moment anyway, it can become harder for them to say yes. Sometimes that means if you don't do sales calls, or discovery calls, or whatever it is you want to call them, right? Maybe you're the kind of person who kind of does some surface level, do they meet these criteria, and you send them a link, and that usually works just fine. You got to go deeper in the DMs with them and really have a conversation. So that's what I mean by really going deep with your communication with people, into having them say yes, and having the right people working with you, because sometimes we didn't go deep enough and we didn't realize the person was insane. They seem sane on the surface. Again, saying this not as just to say something, but because working with the client through this right now, they seemed okay. You had a nice 5-10 minute conversation with them. You're like, yes, I'd love to work with you. You should have had a 20-minute conversation with them because they are insane. And you didn't just talk to them long enough to cut through the facade to get to the insanity, to know, ooh, that was a mistake. You only realize it's a mistake after the fact. And then before you can say, never mind, they've already paid. So here you are, right? Don't let that be you. Don't let that be you. Work with people that you're going to enjoy working with. You already know, right? You've been at this game long enough. You know that you only want to work with people who are a good fit. Sometimes we get desperate and we want money. And sometimes you just didn't realize the person wasn't a good fit because you didn't spend enough time getting to know them.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
This is the time to get to know people. Do not do the normal. Whatever your normal thing is, consider that surface. Go deeper. Go deeper. Really get to know potential clients. Do the same things with your colleagues, with whoever it is that you're working with, or whoever it is you have working with you, team members, contractors, whomever. Go deep with them. Really understand what's going on in their lives. Change how you communicate, or go back to old ways you used to communicate. All right, so with that, peace, joy, love to you. Can't really see it that well, can you? And I hate to do it this way, but I want you guys to see just how beautiful it is. So can you guys see that a little bit better now? It's just like a wall of ocean. It is so gorgeous. Even more